Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we are back doing another Dominaria Intermediate Swiss Draft League. A lot of good directions to go in this pack. We have Karn's Temporal Sundering, which I just lost against. More impressive than I thought. I don't think we're going to take it though. Probably going to take Tatyova, which is saying a lot, because we're taking it over Siobhan Fire, which I love, and Vicious Offering, though I like Siobhan Fire more than Vicious Offering anyway. But we're going to take Tatyova because this card is great. Yes, it's two color. Yes, it's not removal, but this is just a absolute backbreaking card if not dealt with. The amount of card advantage and life gain I've generated out of this card and had generated against me, it really is one of those cards that's just it is such a silent and destructive card when it comes down and not answered. Just takes the game over. Really amazing. Follow-up pick. Strongest card. Now is probably the Siobhan Fire, but I don't care if I'm splashing one of the colors for Tatyova. I don't think that's a big deal. Sapperling Migration is very good. Obviously, Knight of Grace is very good. Probably just go with the Fire now, though. Take the best card because nothing else is... Unlike Tatyova, yeah, there's nothing in here that's like, I have to take you over removal. So we'll take it. Take the Fire. I like going multicolor anyway. Grow from the Ashes. Now, seems a bit early to take this. However, lets you play multicolor and is insanely good if you have Tatyova down already. It's draw two cards and get two untapped lands. That's really strong. There's also Self-Replicator, which is a fun build around. Works with Tatyova. But I'm going to take the Grow from the Ashes. All right, we can take the Temporal Sundering now. Another opportunity to take it. Honestly, with how impressed I was with it, I kind of do want to take it. This is pretty awesome with Tatyova, too. And we're not giving up much for it. We're giving up a Syncopate, which is good, actually, but we're going to take it. We're going to try and make it work. We're going to do something sweet today. Don't we always do something sweet? I think so. Okay. Sap Herd is good. Multiple bodies. There's Cyclops, also definitely good. Perhaps not worth the splash. Splashing Siobhan Fire can be awkward too. I think we'll take the Sappherd. It's a great card, like I said. Nothing wrong with Sappherd. Precognition Field. So, is this card any good with what we're trying to do? It's pretty sweet with Karn's Temporal Sundering just because we could cast it on top of our library, which I do actually like. It's kind of cool with Tatyova. Yeah, I mean, nothing in here I care about otherwise. I guess Windgrace Acolyte. I think focusing on... Oh, that is a late Llanowar Elf. What a gift. Amazing card in general, certainly good for what we're trying to do, which is get a ton of mana and do fun stuff. Get some fast mana. Torgar, yeah. Could take the Opt or the Pierce the Sky. Pierce the Sky, really strong sideboard card. Green-blue, I'm sure, is not going to have a ton of removal anyway, so despite Opt being a card that could make the deck, I'm going to take the Pierce the Sky and assume my sideboard is going to be much happier for that. We'll take the Assistant here. I like this card more than pretty much everybody else in the entire world, so I don't know what to say about that. Sentinel. It's a good protection spell for Tatyova, so we'll do that. Okay, that also flashes in. So this card's probably even a lot better if we can get a bunch of instant speed stuff. Because that way it's like, do I want to bounce or do I want to play this and block something? Take the Nature Spiral. It's a way to get Tatyova back if she dies. Seems like we're building our deck around Tatyova right now, which is true, but it really is because the card is that strong. Guess we'll take a Soul Salvage. I don't know. A lot of late red. All right. cool pack one. Dried up a little bit earlier than I would have liked. Ooh, Phyrexian Scriptures is such a strong card. Really is. Really is. Super strong. It's worth a ticket too, but we're probably looking at the Journey Mage. Can't really splash Scriptures. Does seem pretty out of place with what we're already doing, but Journey Mage is fantastic, so I'll take it. It's another 5-drop though, and we're not likely to get a ton of wizards, I don't think, so yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This card is really good. And it's mythic too. Jeez, no wonder. I mean, I don't really want to I don't want to dip out either of my colors. Oh, wow. Yeah, in Bolus's Clutches. Is there much I have to say about this card? Think about the synergy with this and Temporal Sunring too. Okay, I'll steal your thing, and then I'll bounce your other thing and take an extra turn and kill you with your own thing. That's now legendary. Wow, that is really cool. There's also a Spore Crown Thallid, which is super strong with the Sap Herd. Drake, which I would like. Spider would be fine, although we are getting a little bit 5-drop heavy, but there's one beautiful thing about this format is you can be pretty 5-drop heavy and still be fine. I'll take the Djinn here. I've been meaning to play this card for a while. I actually really like it. Otherwise, we're taking over a Deep Freeze, which is fine. Actually, Deep Freeze is good for us too, just because we've got a pretty solid late game plan with Tayova. Okay, we can take the Snapper now, but I may want this Candle. The reason being, we don't have much removal. In fact, besides this Journey Mage and a Clutches, which are both pretty good removal, we don't have much at all. And Blood Tallow Candle is removal I actually like quite a bit. Also works well with the Assistant. Snapper is definitely a solid card too, but I'm going to take the removal here. Sap Herd is also solid, obviously. Let's see. Befuddle, which I always say is probably a reasonable card, and then I never play it. Reproach is definitely good. Gift of Growth is fine. Like I said, there's not a lot of combat tricks in this format, so it's definitely cool in that respect. I guess we'll take it. It's probably better than Befuddle because you can actually kill your opponent with it. We can take the Llanowar Scout. I don't really like it all that much. I would prefer to not play it, but we'll take it. I mean, I guess it has synergy with Tayova, technically, if you're... Yeah, it kind of does. Divination here. I like Krosan Druid a lot, but we're taking Divination. Ancient Animus. We have reasonable bodies for it. I wish we had better bodies for it, but it does have some Tayova synergy. Still kind of desperately hunting some good legends down. We'll take another Pierce the Sky. Against certain decks, you're going to be pretty happy you have Pierce the Sky. It kind of looks like Siobhan Fire is already kind of an unnecessary splash, so we're probably off that plan. We'll take the Mammoth Spider. I'm not sure the Assistant's going to happen in this deck. Like I said, a wee bit 5-drop heavy, aren't we? But that might be okay. Depends on how pack 3 goes. We're doing fine so far though. A Llanowar Elves and a Grow from the Ashes for our splashing and ramp, or for our ramping rather. Llanowar Scout technically is a ramp card, but one I would prefer that does not make the final deck. Take another Gift of Growth. Take the Assistant now. Arcane Flight. Alright. So I took a Candle over a Turtle, but I still think that's okay. Because our removal is, we're pretty removal light. And Blood Tallow Candle is actual hard removal, you know? Alright, another Journey Mage. There's also Blink of an Eye, which can serve as protection. Another Candle. As much as I love Academy Journey Mage, it's not very good in this deck. But I guess Sentinel of the Pearl Trident's not all that good in this deck right now either, is it? The Gorger just kind of fits the curve well, is fat. Hmm. Journey Mage really does do a lot, though. I'd rather play this than the Sentinel of the Pearl Tridents, honestly. Like, I get that I'm 5-drop heavy, but I really like that. So, Ancient Animus, another Llanowar Scout. We're probably going to wheel the Scout anyway. So, this does... I think this probably gets exiled, doesn't it? Yep. So, we can't get it back, even though that is cool. That is actual... That is pretty sweet. You take 2 extra turns, bounce 2 permanents. That's pretty... That's probably going to win the game, but... I guess we take Ancient Animus. I don't think the card's great, but we're still kind of hoping that we find another legend would be nice. Migration is great. We're not going to splash for the Immolating Inferno. We're not going to splash for Rona. Migration's a great card, so we'll just happily take that. Good early, good late. Splash for Halar. Probably not. We do have some actual kicker in here, but could take the Snapper now. Yet another 6-drop. Uh-oh. Well, Naban, which I don't think is a great card in a vacuum, but we may actually want it because it's a legend that can make our Journey Mages cheaper and work with Temporal Sundering. We may have to do it. I'm not sure yet. All these Ancient Animuses. If only we had better bodies for it. I would be a lot more excited. Grun, there we go. Big legend. Kind of exactly what we're looking for. There's also a weight of memory in here, but just when you thought we did not have enough 6-drops. Broken Bond. We could take the weight of memory. I think between Divination and Tatyova and Precognition Field, which we probably don't play, honestly. I probably don't need the weight of memory. However, Broken Bond is an important sideboard card, so I'm going to take it. We're already making cuts anyway, so. Alright, all the Pierce the Skies. I guess that's cool. Could take the Homerid Explorer. What does it do for us? Gives us a body that's good with Ancient Animus. Is there a reason we want to mill ourselves? Not really that I'm seeing. But we may want to, yeah, we may need to fill the middle out with more creatures. Alright. Scout's probably going to have to do her. Armament. I guess we have Pierce the Skies, so we don't need it, but Opt's not going to make the deck either. And if you're worried about the curve, there, I fixed it. We're good. I guess we take Armament. Corrosive Ooze. Huh. Okay. I mean, this deck is sweet. It still ended up pretty sweet. A lot of powerful stuff in here. I do have some concerns, but we'll get that all figured out. So, Naban does synergize with Journey Mage, right? Because that's a triggered ability. Yeah. So, you have a Naban, you pay 4 mana for a Journey Mage, you bounce 2 creatures? Is that right? If a wizard entering the battlefield under your control causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. It's if a wizard enters the battlefield or entering the battlefield, because it's entering. See, I'm confused by the language. I've only played this game 20 years, and I'm still confused by the language. Let's see here. We've got to make it probably 7 cuts, right? And this is kind of a creature card. The assistants we can just take out. I don't think this is the right deck for them. We have like 4, well, I guess we have 6 historic cards, which isn't bad, but we've got other things we got to focus on here. So Sentinel of the Pearl Trident is a way to protect. It's also a flash thing. A lot of 5-drops in here. But I guess we're going to have to bank on Llanowar Scouts doing something for us, huh? We can cut the Befuddle. Let's see all the bodies we have for Ancient Animus, because it might just not be good enough. 1, 2. Technically, we can use these 2 for 1 ourselves. I really don't like that. 3/3s are okay. 3/5 is good. It's good with Tatyova and Grun, and not really that good with Naban either. Ancient Animus I'm not a huge fan of in this deck, or in general. We can cut the Precognition Field, though. That can get out of here. Well, when in doubt, I say play more 5 and 6 drops. That's a general rule of thumb. So our ramp, we only have 4 ramp cards. Grow from the Ashes, 2 Llanowar Scouts, and a Llanowar Elves. That's a little bit worrisome. I think the Gift of Growth is ultimately going to be better for us than the Ancient Animus. We can probably cut these. We can probably cut like this and still be okay. And then removal is 1 Ancient Animus, a Gift of Growth, a Candle, and in Bolus's Clutches, and I guess a Sundering maybe too. This deck is 5-drop heavy. That is a bit worrisome. Do we want to run 18 lands? So 18 lands is fine with if we have Tatyova out. It makes our... I mean, we'll have Divination. I mean, Grow from the Ashes kind of gets us to 5. It makes our Llanowar Scouts better, although I don't know the importance of that. And Hammered Explorer is basically just a hill giant in here. Ah, man. We have some powerful spells, so it might be in our best interest to go to 18 lands. If we do, what do we cut? Probably one of our Sentinels, because it's not that great in our deck anyway. It can protect a Naban, it can protect Tatyova or a Grun, and we can flash an in Bolus's Clutches to steal something better. That's actually kind of cool, but I think it might be in our... Do we want to do 18 lands? That is the question. I feel like if I do 18 lands, I kind of want to run Precognition Field. Does that seem wrong? Because I can exile... Then at least I can exile stuff and dig. Been meaning to try that card for a while. It is pretty clunky. So what would I do? I would do like Precognition Field, cut a Sentinel, cut probably the Ancient Animus just because we don't have as many good bodies for it as I would like. Well, I guess, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's, I guess, reasonable. So maybe something like this. So we run 18 lands, 15 creatures with Sapperling Migration, Precognition Field, which basically doesn't let us cast that many spells, though. It only lets us cast 5 extra spells, but then we just use it as a exile the top. That's really not that good either. It does let you look at the top, which is okay, but I'd rather just like scry every turn. So I'm not entirely convinced Precognition Field's all that good, but it might be good if you're getting flooded, because then it's just start dumping lands off the top. It's probably good on a stalled board state. Huh. Do we have enough removal then? A Candle, Ancient Animus, in Bolus's Clutches, Sundering, couple Journey Mages. It's reasonable. It's not great. Really don't have much evasion either. Basically just the Tempest Djinn, so that's a bit of a problem too. Clutches can steal their best creature though. kind of want to give Precognition Field a try. I think we will. All right, this deck, I don't feel great about it, honestly, but I think this is how we're going to run it. I wish Ancient Animus was just a little bit better in here. We just don't have great bodies for Ancient Animus. That's the problem. We have some decent ones, but not great ones. Yeah, there's some serious mediocrity in here, but we're going to try this out and just hope. So, obviously need more blue than green. 10-8. Do we want to do 11-7? We want the scouts and the Llanowar Elves early. Alright. Could do 11-7, but I think we'll do, yeah, I think 10-8 makes more sense. Alright. So yes. Little bit. I anticipate some issues, but we are getting some rewards for playing 18 lands. The scouts get a little bit better. They can actually ramp. Tatyova, obviously. Trying out Precognition Field, which I don't think is great. I have some concerns, but this is how we're going to play it. All right, we'll see you round one.